Question for all of you. 2003 Maserati GT Coupe, 4.2-liter Ferrari V8, 390 horsepower. At auction, it's Ferrari car without Ferrari price tag. It'll be like 16 grand. Hey everyone in the YouTube world, it's Craig from Flying Wheels. Welcome to my Flying Wheels YouTube channel. If you guys love anything auto-related, you have stumbled upon the right place. So make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, over in the corner. My name is Craig. I own a car dealership named Flying Wheels and a YouTube channel full of auto knowledge and entertainment. So I love anything auto-related, especially when it comes to buying and driving cars. I bought today a 2003 Maserati, what the heck is this thing? What was this thing called? Maserati GT Coupe Cambiocorsa, which is their premium model of the GT, previous to the Granturismo, which is what everybody wants nowadays. The Granturismo Maserati is unbelievable, but it's unaffordable to a lot of people. Well, I know what you're gonna say. Craig, you told me it was a Ferrari, and well, it is a Ferrari. Bear with me through the video, and I'm gonna show you why this car is the poor man's Ferrari. If you don't wanna go out and buy a Ferrari, I'm going to tell you in this video why this is the car that you should have. And it's fair price. It's like affordable. I didn't realize these cars are affordable Ferraris. This car, the GT Cambiocorsa, is affordable. I couldn't believe it. I've seen these cars before, and to be honest with you, I'm not a fan. I've seen them all over the place, and they're little. I didn't realize, though, they have a freaking Ferrari engine in it. They have a 4.2-liter, 390 horsepower Ferrari engine that sounds like a flipping F1 car when I drive down the road. And it weighs close to nothing. I'll go through all the specs later on in the video, but it weighs close to nothing. It has a nice-sounding, powerful, roaring V8. It's nimble. Handles well.
It's very tight, right?
It's very tight, yeah. It comes with 18-inch wheels. Changing some wheel stuff. See that yellow stripe? After. So pretty. 18-inch wheels back in 2003. We're talking like when the movie Saving Silverman came out and Orange County with Jack Black. Back then, cars didn't really have 18-inch wheels. The coolest car on the road was a freaking Escalade with dubs on it, and that was a huge deal. Now we're talking about a car that was essentially a supercar owned by Ferrari. So Ferrari bought 50% ownership of Fiat back in 1997. In 1999, they bought 100% ownership of Maserati from Fiat and kind of took it under their wing to make an affordable supercar version of the Ferrari. Now, I can't really compare this to a Ferrari because it's not. It is not a Ferrari. It's a Maserati. It's an affordable Ferrari. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say it. It's an affordable Ferrari. It has a Ferrari engine in it. So anyway, this car, 4.2-liter, 390 horsepower, in a car that's as big as like a Z4 Roadster or the new Supra. It's essentially the size of the new Supra with 390 horsepower tiny little V8, and weighs nothing. The thing handles like it's on rails. I'm having so much fun on these back roads. If I wasn't videoing, I'd have even better time, but you know, whatever. I got to entertain and educate. And thanks for watching my videos, so that's why I do it. Another auction day, and you'll see behind me. Probably shouldn't have bought it, but I just couldn't resist it. It was at the auction today. Here I am. I know the seller. I looked up the car. I went through the whole vehicle. I drove it. I checked all the fluids. I even knew who maintained it, so I called the guy who maintains it, the shop. They deal in foreign exotic cars specifically. They knew the car. They had maintenance records for it, so it was pretty cool to see all that stuff, and that's what makes me feel a little bit better about buying this thing. It's a gamble. It was a huge gamble. I've seen these cars out before, and to me it looked like an $8,500-ish car. Not anymore. I fell in love with it driving it. No. Driving it is where it's at. I want to see how difficult it is for you to get in it. You made that too easy. I should have put you in a Corvette. All right, ready? This is the first time I've ever seen you put a seatbelt on.
I don't know what you're on, right? Try to shock me.
No, you've been shocked. I don't need to shock you.
Where's the transmission?
What took me forever to figure out when I first got in this car is that there's no shifter. So this is the reverse. I always thought that maybe forward was for forward and backwards was for reverse, but the way it works is you push up into first gear and then you can hit auto to drive it automatically, or if you don't hit auto, you up and down manually shift it with the paddle shifters and then lift it up and pull it back and hold it to get it to reverse. All right, there's first gear. Wow. Sounds good. The problem with this is that I'm figuring out there's no parking gear. So you're completely reliant on the emergency brake when you need to park your car. And even, like, you could say, all right, well, it's kind of like driving a standard transmission. Well, even with standard transmissions, you have first gear and reverse to rely on, including the handbrake. Now, you had mentioned something that you always recommend when you're driving something in parking into neutral. You would turn the wheel. Go ahead. Can you repeat that?
If there's no parking bar or no parking gear in it, you'd always want to turn the wheel into the curb of the way.
That way it rolls into the curb instead of into the road or straight
curb.
behind you or in front of you. Here's going to be my favorite part. It's the acceleration onto the highway. Oh, I got the trunk open still. Get it out of auto. Put it in second. Here we go. Accelerating on the highway, I truly feel like I'm driving an F1 car. It sounds like that. Just that sound is amazing. I've actually never been in a car that sounds like such a high roar when you're driving on the highway. Everything I drive usually has a high displacement V8, and this, a 4.2 liter V8, is so high revving and such small displacement that it sounds like music. These cars are a gamble. It's a gamble. You don't know what you're going to get unless you do your research, because it's an affordable sports car. So just like I've said with like the AMGs and the M's, if people can't afford the repairs, they're going to neglect them, and then they ride them into the ground, and then they trade them in or they sell them, and then people get burned with them. So if you don't know what you're buying, you could really get burned. This car was a gamble, and sometimes I gamble. But I don't want to call it gamble. I'm going to call it a calculated risk, because I know the seller. I knew where it was serviced. I was able to call the place that services it ahead of time and get the information on the vehicle, learn about the car prior to the purchase. So I felt a little bit more comfortable buying this, because if it was at the auction, I wouldn't normally just bid on it and buy it. I kind of did my research. I got to drive it. I got to get underneath it. I really got to check the car out, so I knew what I was buying prior to picking this thing up. And I have to tell you, so far, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm actually liking it more and more as the drive goes. It's a little bit more fun than I thought. So looking at it, it's like a stumpy 99 360 Modena Ferrari. You know the car that Paul Walker raced in Fast and Furious 1?
Nice car. What's the retail on one of those?
More than you can afford, pal. Ferrari.
More than you can afford. Ferrari. You know the video. You know the clip I'm talking about. Anyway, it looks like a stumpy version of that, which kind of makes me not like this car that much. I want the Modena. Now I feel like I have a fake Modena until I got in it. When I get in it, the thing freaking rips down the road. It sounds amazing. I love driving, like I was driving off the off-ramp, and I got to hear it come out between the two mountains on the sides of me. I was driving down Main Street in between all the buildings, and it was echoing off the buildings. The car sounds so incredible, and it's fast, and it's fun.
What kind of car is that?
That is a Maserati.
How much was it? I thought yours. How much was it? It's so comfy.
What kind of car do you think it is?
It looked like a Ferrari, but it's a Maserati.
Yeah, good guess. All right, we're at my brother's laboratory. See if you can figure out how to shift it.
See. All right. have the shifter.
No.
It says N.
Took me forever to figure out.
You turn it.
No,
needs a
no,
lot of
it's
muscle,
plastic.
right?
It'll break. Do not muscle it. Even I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. It was because the hood was open. It wouldn't shift into gear.
I just had this in my eye. I'm glad this makes you happy. Come on, I want to be done. Just go to this Chinese food place.
All right, do karaoke again. There's a square right here. Or maybe it's right here. If you click that button, you can subscribe to my channel and get an alert every time I make a new car video by hitting the bell down below. And the last thing, I have a merch store now. You can buy Flying Wheels merch, hats and shirts and I don't know, those little things that stick on the back of your phone and little tote bags and hoodies, all kinds of cool stuff with our logo. Why would you want that stuff? Besides that my logo's cool and I'm super cool, right? Yeah, okay. Because you're help supporting my channel. So by help supporting my channel, I can make better content for you. So it's people helping people. You help me, I help you. Win-win, win-win.